Well, hi! So the next section of the kimono level of categories for the KonMari cleaning method, the tidying method, is the kitchen. Now, Marie Kondo, she just says kitchen. That's all it is just kitchen. Other people have then broken it down into subcategories, but some of the subcategories are 6 or 7 different categories, and I feel like that kind of gets away from the idea of putting it all out in front of you and being overwhelmed by how much there is. But at the same time, doing your entire kitchen in one chunk isn't really manageable. So I've come up with my own subcategory breakdown, and I'm doing it also in a different order than the other subcategory breakdowns that are already out there, just because I wanted to do what was going to make me excited first, because the kitchen is a big thing to tackle and you have to have some momentum to going into it. So I'm going to start out with my eating and drinking, all of the place settings and platters and cups and teacups that I use for consuming and food and liquids. And I'm also, my other categories, currently what I'm thinking is that I'm also going to do a storage category for all plastic storage, as well as we do a lot of glass storage. That actually takes up a large amount of my cabinet space, so that's the reason I wanted to do a whole category for that. Then the next category will be cooking and baking lumped together, so basically tools is what I'm going to call it. Sorry, I have both kids home and my 1-year-old is on the stairs behind me making some fun noises. So my apologies for the distraction. And my final category after the tools category is going to be food. So that's pretty straightforward. All the food in the pantries, in the refrigerator, and the freezer. So I'm starting out here in my dining room where I have a china cabinet. I know I am supposed to get all of these out, but I have 2 small kids, and that seems like a really good way to get something broken. And these were passed down to me from my mom, so I know already I'm not going to be getting rid of any of them. Just to show, there are teacups all across the top. If the Queen of England came, we would have enough teacups for her and her royal entourage, no problem. But again, I can't quite bring myself to get rid of them because this is also kind of memento. It's kind of sentimental to me. We don't use it that often with 2 young kids. We do use it occasionally when we have company over. Also in there you can see the teacup or teapot that one of my sons made. I thought it would be fun to stick it into our china for him, and he loved it. As well as a mini tea set that my grandmother painted for me when I was a little girl. So some other sentimental things in here. There's a glass angel that one of my brothers brought me from Italy. So we do use this on occasion when we have company. And we'll probably use it more once the kids are older, but currently it's stored where it's safe in here. In the bottom it is storage, and I went ahead and got out onto the dining room the only things that are from there. So just some actual glass iced tea glasses, and then a couple of tea sets. So I'm going to show you the other areas, and this is actually going to be my workspace for showing all of my drinkware and our everyday eatery, so crockery. So I'll go on to the kitchen and show you what's in the cabinets now. Okay, apologies again for the noise when my boys came downstairs. So I'm going to try and get him back up after I film this right quick. Here is all of our plates. We have a couple of Corelle sets, and then our bowls and small bowls and ramekins. Up there is going to be for another category. So I'm just focusing right here for now. So we use these on a daily basis. I can tell that none of it's going to leave, but I'll go ahead and get it out just to be thorough. This cabinet houses our main drinkware. Most of these were glasses that we got as wedding gifts, as well as, I don't know if anyone remembers palm tea, but they came in these little these beautiful glasses, and so we saved them. We've purged some over the years. But we've got some over there for casual glasses, as well as glasses for my boys. This is my tea and coffee cabinet. My husband had me do all the moving because he was in a busy season at work when we bought this house, and as a result I put everything away and I gave myself an entire cabinet for my tea and coffee. Nice. But it definitely needs to be gone through, especially the tea. We'll get to that when we do the food. But I am going to lump in teapots in with this as well as the mugs and travel mugs. So we'll get all of those out. And lastly, I have this little cabinet that has a bunch of disposable plastic cups that we got for free from eating restaurants, as well as some water bottles. And that is definitely needs some purging. My husband never wants to get rid of these, but we may just have to do it anyway. So I'll get all of those out. Oh, and there's one more area right here is mostly, this is kind of a snack cabinet, but I do have my son's sippy cup, extra sippy cup and water bottle, and utensils. I need to go to the utensil drawer right quick, so we'll do that too. I'm forgetting all sorts of things. Sorry about that. This is just extras for my younger son. My older son, we keep his water bottle in the refrigerator. I'm not going to get the water bottles out of the refrigerator because those obviously are used regularly. So this is just going to be ones that are in our cabinet. Okay, and finally the utensil drawer. So I will grab all of these, put them all out on the dining room table, and we will go from there. Okay, so here it all is. First thoughts in seeing it, we have a lot of cups and we have a lot of mugs. So I am hoping that we can cut down on that some. Because both of my kids are around and I don't trust them to knock any of this over or the camera over, I'm not going to do a time-lapse sort on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do my purging right quick, and I will join back with you in just a minute. Alright, so it doesn't look too different because it was a pretty cramped up space, but all of this is my purge. So let me go briefly through, because I'm still keeping a lot of glasses and a lot of mugs. The reason I'm keeping a lot of mugs, first of all, I drink 2 to 3 cups of tea or coffee a day, and I also like to make mug cakes or mug cookies or something like that, which decadent, at least it's only serving 1. So I'm keeping a lot of these, and these all came with our plates, our Corel set, so I like to have at least 1 set. And then all of these mugs that I'm keeping are ones that either make me smile, or this one, the main reason is because it's awesome as a cake mug. A couple of travel mugs I'm keeping. This was a gift from a parent when I was serving at a preschool as a chaplain. This is the one travel mug I'm keeping that has a handle. It was a gift from my husband when he went to Philmont. This, I always really liked this. It's from a firm that didn't give my husband an offer, but gave him a mug. So I'm keeping it anyway because I like it. And this is just a Starbucks tumbler that I got as a Christmas gift from my sister-in-law, and it's just a nice shape and I like it. Keeping all of the silverware, teaspoons were just lumped in there, and keeping these 2 chopsticks. I'll show you in the purge, purging a couple and a couple of other things that were in that drawer. These were some Target plates that I got for 50 cents in clearance in the dollar spot, but they're great for the boys because they're made out of plastic. They're Christmas themed, but we use them year round. This is all of the flatware, all the baby flatware that I use. My oldest is going to be 2 in August, so he's about done with kid flatware, but he's still using it for now, and we haven't rolled out number 3, so keeping that. All of our plates we use, all of our bowls we use, all of our kids' cups we use, our small bowls we use, and these are all of our glasses we still use. I am keeping all of these even though we don't use them often for the same reason that we are keeping the china, because we do use them when we have fancier guests. Obviously some still have the tags on them from when I got them as a wedding gift 7 years ago now, but we will use them more when our kids are older, and if we don't, then they will go too. I am keeping some of these disposable cups because my husband really likes them, and I also unearthed these, which are nicer disposable plastic cups, so maybe we can use those instead of the ones that we got free from other places. A couple of water bottle tops that I'm keeping as replacements in case mine get lost. My favorite tea makers and my 2 thermoses, and that is it. So on to the purge. We are getting rid of a lot of Zaxby's cups and a lot of Dickey's cups. Also getting rid of the champagne flutes from our wedding because we don't drink at all. We really have no use for them, so they've just been sitting in a box for a while, and then I got them out of the box and put them in the cabinet, and we still don't use them. Also getting rid of some wine glasses. A couple at one of the churches I served got married, and they had these awesome little gift bags. These were in the gift baskets they gave away to all of their guests. So John and Wayne, I love them still, but I'm not going to keep them. Same thing, these are a couple of Nalgene wine glasses that were my husband's main drinking glasses in college. not for alcohol, but just for water. And he loves them, but they are actually cracked and broken, and so they leak. And I know he's not going to be happy about me getting rid of them, but they're broken. We don't need to hang on to them anymore. As well as one of my son's old water bottles that is broken and really beat up. This is actually a water bottle, but I've never used it. I got it for free. A shaker. The reason that this is lumped in with here instead of tools is that I used it to make bubble tea, and so it was in our tea cabinet, but I haven't made it or used this in probably about 5-6 years now. And my son has the tripod, awesome. So that is going. This kettle I was mostly using because it had the steam that came out, but since I have an electrical kettle now, I can use that to get the steam that comes out, so I don't need to hang on to it anymore. A couple of tea sets that this set I got at a yard sale because I love the way it looked, but I don't think I've ever used it. And this was a gift from my mother-in-law many years ago, probably 8 or 9 years ago. I love it, it's beautiful, but I just haven't used it. I have other teapots that I love more. A couple of thermoses, travel cup mugs that I'm getting rid of, some chopsticks that I'm just going to throw away, and a knife set that I've never used and I'm getting rid of. A couple of mugs from churches that I've served at that I don't need to hang on to anymore. And these 2 mugs were actually gifts from my husband way long time ago. And that's the reason I've held on to them for so long. But this, I love the idea of it, that you hold it. There's no handle, so you just hold the mug. But I burn my hand every single time, so I stopped using it. And this one I loved because it has the built-in infuser. But again, I just don't use it. I don't reach for it because there are other mugs that I love a lot more. So those are all going away, and I am going to put everything back and do a quick run through. Okay, so some areas of this are going to look remarkably the same. Here are all of our plates and bowls. I didn't do the ramekins this time because those we don't really use for eating out of those. We use them for cooking and baking, so I'll do that when I do those. And around here, the glasses looking remarkably similar. I meant to say when I was talking about these cups, the reason we have so many is that we used them for drinks for my son's birthday party last year, but also we used them for snack holders, just for around the house. And then down. The only thing that's back here now are 2 things of toothpicks that I use for baking to check doneness, pretty much. That's the only reason we use them. So all of this. The only thing we really got rid of out of here were some chopsticks. And then a knife set, and then over to my tea cupboard. I'm really looking forward to going through this tea because I don't like how this is organized. I did do a little bit of changing around just for now, just to put some of my favorite mugs and most used mugs here, and put some of the lesser used stuff up towards the top. But I'm just not liking how cramped it feels when there's still a lot of space that goes unused. So I'm looking forward to that part. And then over here, this is looking a lot better. There's a lot more room. That's where we had all of the disposable cups. And then going right down here, looking the same in here. Here is a better look at all that I've purged without everything else being on the table. So not a huge amount, but decent for what we had. I'm pretty happy with this, especially with getting rid of a bunch of these plastic cups. Again, I don't know how happy my husband's going to be about it, but I'm pretty happy about it. And I'm excited to launch into the rest of the kitchen. This was a good start. It didn't take too long. Mostly it was just getting everything onto the table and back again. But I'm excited with how it all turned out, and glad to be freeing up at least some space in my cabinets. So stay tuned for the next parts of the KonMari kitchen purge. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you like the video if it was helpful. I'd love for you to subscribe if you want to stay tuned on my journey, and I will catch you next time. Bye.